I coded a real trading bot and it's profitable. Actually, I created a robot that's connected to the global stock market and analyzes everything second by second. Because of that, it can buy and sell for me at the right time. Many traders dream of creating an algorithm, investing 1,000 euros blindly and returning days later to find 2,000 euros in their account. And then I asked myself, is it possible and can I do it? I have a whole bunch of original techniques to test, and maybe I'm overestimating myself, but I believe in it. That's why I'll give it 5,000 euros for 2 weeks. It can do anything to make me money, but I won't have control, so I could lose everything if I mess up. Some people may still be unclear. How can you make money from the stock market quickly without doing anything? My bot will actually buy company stocks. That means owning small portions of these companies. For example, if Microsoft is valued at 1,000 euros and split into 100 shares, each share is worth 10 euros. Imagine we just learned Microsoft outperformed expectations or launched an innovative product. In that case, the company's value could rise. For example, let's say it's now valued at 1,200 euros. Well then, each share is now worth 12 euros. And if you bought a share at 10 euros, you made 2 euros in a very short time. But be careful, it's risky. It's a game that works both ways. Bad news can make the stock drop and you can lose money. If you want to make a trading bot that works, you have to be able to predict when the stock will go up and down, so that it makes us buy when the stock is worth 10 euros and sell it when it's worth 12. Except keep in mind that the price of a stock changes in real time, second by second. If you're trading, things can change quickly. You might buy a stock at noon and sell it 2 hours later. Each time may bring only small profits, but the bot will invest 1,000 euros at once, which is significant. Since it analyzes many companies, it could get very interesting. As you can imagine, it's easier said than done. If making a working bot was simple, we'd all be millionaires. Maybe those who succeeded keep it secret, since sharing might ruin it. Now you see the challenge and stakes of this video. Let me introduce you to Root. That's my bot. In fact, it's my new little mascot that you'll see regularly in the projects I create on this channel. So, let's welcome him. For now, Root literally does nothing. We're going to make it functional very soon, starting with making it talk. You'll see. Unfortunately, we still can't make requests to a web API with N26 to execute buy or sell orders automatically with code. So when my bot wants to buy or sell, it will have to ask me. And so I'll need to be responsive within 5 minutes because otherwise I could miss the trade. Remember, we're going to be working on very short time frames. We're going to do trading, not investing. If there's one place I'm constantly connected to during the day, it's Discord. It's literally my work tool. I'm connected to it all week. And coincidentally, the financial markets are also open during the week. It's perfect. I just need my bot to message me on Discord when to buy or sell a stock. I'll get the notification on my PC and see the orders to execute in the N26 app while working. This might affect my concentration for the next 2 weeks. Here's Ruth on Discord, and as you see, he can send messages that look like this. That's great, but he still needs to learn how to make the right choices. Now that Ruth can talk, he needs to be able to see what's happening live on the market so he can analyze them. For that, I'm simply going to connect him to an API market stack. The process is simple. We give it the name of a company, Amazon, Nvidia, Tesla, and it will send us back the stock price history, but also its real-time price. It's also important to note that this API costs 40 euros per month. So, well, we're going to deduct this cost from our profit so that the experiment is truly representative. The problem that already arises is that there are thousands of publicly traded stocks, 58,000 to be exact. If we try to analyze all of them one by one, second after second, it's going to be unmanageable. I don't have a supercomputer at home like some banks that also do trading. So we're going to have to make an initial selection of the companies we want to observe. We'll pick about 30 of them, and we'll choose them for a very specific reason. Volatility. A volatile stock is a stock that moves a lot. It can rise over 5 in a day and drop twice as much the next. It's risky, but ideal for a trading bot since more movement means more chances for small profits and also more risk of losing everything. Hey, look at Tesla for example. It's a volatile stock. Its curve is really like a roller coaster. And Coca-Cola on the other hand moves very little, so it's less interesting for us. I'm putting on the screen the list of 30 stocks that I chose in a very arbitrary way, and that will be constantly analyzed by Root. Just before that, obviously, this is not investment advice. Don't copy what I'm going to do, especially since on day 3 I have under 1,000 euros at any time. This is the last step before leaving 5,000 euros to our bot and letting it do whatever it wants. It has the voice, it has the eyes, now we're going to give it its brain. There are a lot of possible techniques to analyze a stock. For example, you've probably already come across clips of traders analyzing a stock chart in real time. And then they'll tell you that the stock, for example, has formed a pattern, it's making a downward tunnel, it matches a certain pattern, and so logically, it should go back up at a certain point. I'm simplifying, but basically, the idea is that there are patterns in the stock market that repeat themselves. Another possible method is to track the news, to try to be the first to react to the announcement of good or bad news. Or yet another, probably more traditional method, is to do calculations. We use specific formulas and calculated variables to estimate if a stock will rise or fall. I prefer this method because it's interesting and visual. It's easy since we'll only calculate 3 numbers. The first is the stock's average price when I'm analyzing it. For example, over the last 5 minutes, that area is shown here, and the number is the short SMA. The second variable is also an average price, but over 3 hours, which would give this area here larger, and this value is the long SMA. Well, just by comparing these 2 numbers, we can already estimate one thing by comparing them: the price trend. In our example, it's visually clear the curve is declining, but the bot recognizes this only when the short SMA falls below the long SMA, indicating a bearish trend. You can see if it's rising or falling, but the issue is it still can't tell where to buy or sell on the curve because it can't predict reversals yet. To solve this, we'll study a third variable, the RSI. The RSI measures the market's fatigue level, ranging from 0 to 100. When prices rise quickly, as shown on this curve, this fatigue increases. And the more tired the market is, the more we can think that the stock has been overbought. So we can imagine that the price might soon go down. On the other hand, the more the price drops sharply and quickly, the more this fatigue level decreases. And here, it's the same thing. If it drops below a certain threshold, we can think that the stock has been oversold, and so there's a higher chance that the price will go back up. There you go. Now all that's left is to apply a bit of logic to get 2 rules that will allow us to know when to buy and sell. All of this is theory, and I won't go any further with the explanations. If you didn't understand, you can still follow the video. Basically, the rest is about running many tests to find the right values, as it's not an exact science, so don't just copy what I did. We spent days and days with Volko, who's helping me code this bot, to find the right configuration. We tested values on historical market data to see if our bot worked and made money. It was difficult and unprofitable, but now I think we've finally found something interesting. The experiment begins tomorrow since the markets are closed for the weekend, marking the official start of our 2-week test. I'm excited to see if we'll make money. I've let the bot run for 3 days, and it's going unusually well. My test has never been this successful. On Monday, I had to buy Shopify and Upstart, a loan company. And like 2 hours later, I already had to sell Upstart and I made 24 euros. Apparently, they released their results that day. So I guess there was a drop because investors were worried, and in the end, the results were good, so it went up. It's a classic pattern. It's a cool day, right? But at the same time, look. This is the stock chart today and we sold here. And then suddenly, isn't it frustrating? We could have sold even higher and made even more. And yet everything is normal. I added 2 safety features to my bot, like airbags, to protect us if the stock moves too fast and we lose control. If I look at the stocks curve, here's where I bought my stock. I'll draw a line here and another there. This one is called the stop loss. It's a line that I place 3 below the value at which I bought. The idea is that if my stock suddenly starts to drop and it reaches this limit, well, I sell immediately. So that if my bot didn't anticipate the drop or reacts too late, we limit the loss. As you can see, it's the take profit that was triggered in this case, and it acted because the stock completely soared today. Again, an hour later, we had to sell again, and we made 32 euros in profit. It's almost too good to be true. This really is trading. But Ruth also did some investing, meaning he bought a lot of things between yesterday and today: Disney, AMD, Delta, Netflix, and Coinbase. And if you remember, we had bought some Shopify, and now it doesn't show up anymore because we sold it today. That earned us 34 euros. For now, our total profit is 91. I'm looking forward to what's next. It's Friday, the end of week 1, and it's less exciting. Honestly, it puts things in perspective. Yesterday we sold Disney and Delta Airlines at a loss, losing 42 euros in total. He also made me buy Riot. It's a company that mines Bitcoin to sell it the next day, making me lose 8 euros. The frustrating thing is, I didn't even see anything in the news that would justify these drops. I think people are just worried. But well, my algorithm made me sell. Honestly, it's okay. We're still at 41 euros profit for now. And by the way, as you can see, my portfolio is pretty full. We've invested in quite a few other companies at the same time. We're even exceeding the 5,000 euro budget. I don't know how it's possible since we had a 5,000 limit. It's pretty greedy, huh? It's the end of the first trading week with 1 more to go, so everything could still change. To boost success, I decided to update my bot this weekend. As we've seen, we managed to make some good trades, but there were also some that made us lose money. So overall, our profit is lower than it could have been. I have an idea for a function to add that would limit making a losing trade. Actually, the thing I notice, and you might laugh at this, is that Roots acts a little too much like a robot. Makes sense. But the thing with financial markets is that it's not just about logic and statistics, it's mostly about people. People react to their emotions. A stock's rise or fall reflects investor optimism or fear. Imagine adding an emotion variable to what we've already done. It would be kind of like a safety net that would limit the chances of making a losing trade. Here too, I found a method that's pretty easy to set up. No idea if it's conventional, but we're going to do it. Basically, a social network that's useful for following news and people's opinions in real time is Twitter. Well, X. Also, very often, traders who talk about a stock in their tweets use the stock symbol preceded by a $sign, like this for Tesla or this for Apple. It's very convenient. One search shows all comments about that stock. I just have to code a function that will fetch all these tweets from that page, aggregate them, and send them to ChatGPT with a request, asking it to respond with a score between 0 and 1. 0 means total panic. People want to sell. 1 means euphoria. Everyone wants to buy. Adding this score to our decisions gives us 2 rules. If my bot is about to buy, but the emotion score is below 0.5, that means the market is too stressed, so we cancel the purchase. On the other hand, if it wants to sell but the score is above 0.5, it might be better to wait a bit before selling. That means people are confident, and it might be better to wait a little before selling. This isn't investment advice, it could flop at any time, and we'll see in the coming week. New week, and I'm starting with you from day one because it's a big day. We bought Nvidia, the world's most valuable company. More importantly, we sold 3 others. Not the whole position again, but we made $12 Microsoft, 13 euros Netflix, 10 euros, less than a subscription. Again, I did nothing. It's free. For context, a few weeks ago, Donald Trump was threatening to put a 100% tariff on imports from China. So as a result, pretty much all the markets had gone down. I wonder if some optimism has returned over time, including this weekend, which could explain today's strong stock market opening. The good deals continued the next day. We made 28 euros by selling Meta. Honestly, I was thinking, wow, that's crazy. Tech really pays off because it's so volatile. Up until today, Wednesday, we lost 70 euros by selling Coinbase. So my stop loss got triggered. Actually, I think it's the crypto markets that all went down a bit today overall. Well, obviously, this kind of company is directly impacted by that. It reflects the health of the crypto market, of course, and Nvidia too, which we bought on Monday. We sold it with a 28 euro loss. We still made a few small gains, but yeah, where we were at 120 euros in profit this morning, now we're only at 26 euros. I'm really bummed out, but look, this is what we still have in stocks, and apparently we're way up, especially on AMD, so yeah, I'm still looking forward to the final results. I'm finally going to be able to reveal how much we made in total. By the way, I was thinking, it's funny because the bot barely made any purchases this week. On Thursday, it sold everything it had left. We probably made no more than 4 purchases this week, likely because the emotion detection system curbed the urge to buy. So, we wrap up the experiment with the sale of CrowdStrike, which is a cybersecurity company, for a gain of 34 euros, and the sale of AMD, a semiconductor manufacturer, for 62 euros. I don't know why we didn't sell it earlier. We might have raised the take profit or something. We changed the code so much it got messy and I lost track. I just execute the orders now. And all that gives us a final result of 123 euros or 83 euros if we take out the cost of the API. And honestly, I'm happy. I admit I have this feeling of having made money without doing anything. But I have to put things into perspective, guys. I think we were mostly just very lucky. As I said, we tested this bot on historical data. Sometimes we made money, sometimes we lost. I don't think we have the perfect bot, and that's normal. We're light years away from real bots, and from the supercomputers that banks use for real trading. But honestly, it makes me want to keep going. It inspired me to try more creative ideas for an even better bot. I have plenty of ideas, so let me know if you like the concept. If this video interested you and you want to learn more about investing, check out our bonus episode linked in the description. Claim your 30 euros by opening an N26 account using my link and code below. This is Awen, see you!